Welcome to the GraceFully Educated podcast. I'm your host, Carmela Carter. This is the place where we blend faith, wisdom, and learning with grace. I had the privilege of sitting with the beautiful, look how gorgeous she is, Miss Melanie Higginbotham. Thank you for thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to meet with you and speak with you.
Me too. Oh my goodness, it's a privilege. We were younger when we met. We were children. Like children.
Drill team.
Villa
Home.
Villa Home. Let's go Villa Home. Okay.
Yes.
When we met, but then life, but I followed your journey on the socials. I actually started following you first on LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
Yep, on LinkedIn, and I started to see you was working with SCL students, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, fellow educator. Mm-hmm. Then I followed you on IG, and then that's when we connected. I said, I gotta have her on a podcast.
Wow, that is so. I'm just amazed. That's really dope. I like that.
Yeah. So I was just like, I have to have you because I really want the people to hear your story. I don't know your story, so I'm just about to be like, So tell us, how did you get into education?
So I am born and raised in Trenton, so I'm a Trenton native. I started.
Let's go, Trenton.
Yes. Graduated Trenton Central High School 2021. Education wasn't something like I said, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher. That wasn't my thing. I wanted to be a lawyer. So I went to college. Well, let me back up a little bit. My best friend, one of my closest friends, passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yes. And then when she passed away, it was like just a turning point in my life.
Right.
Major turning point in my life. I was single, no kids, just trying to figure out my life.
Right.
So I went back to school. First, I got an associate's degree. I started at Mercer County Community College.
Okay, let's go Mercer.
Yes, best experience ever. I do recommend people start there if you're not sure. Yeah. And then I transferred to Rider. I graduated from Rider with a bachelor's degree. And then I worked as a substitute for a couple months. And I said, this might be it.
Okay.
Yes, so I did that. And then I became a teacher.
Okay.
And in Trenton, I became a teacher in Trenton. My first job was actually an ESL teacher. So English as a second language. So I teach students that come from many different places all around the world. Spanish speaking mostly, but students come from Africa. They come from China, they come from Thailand, they come from Bangladesh, like everywhere.
I love that.
They come from Haiti. So it's just like so enlightening just to teach these students. And then, so I taught ESL for 5 years as an elementary teacher. I coached middle school cheerleading. I'm also one of the dance teachers at the school I'm currently working at.
Okay.
I'm currently a 9th grade high school teacher teaching ESL, English as a second language.
Wow.
I'm also an adjunct professor at Mercer County College where I started.
Oh, nice.
And then, so I'm just enjoying teaching.
Yeah.
I really love it.
As you should.
Yes, it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
I get to learn from my students. They get to learn from me.
Right.
But I have 2 master's degrees. So I have a master's in English as a second language from the College of New Jersey.
Okay.
And then I have a master's in school administration. I also have a principal certification.
Okay.
So, and just thinking about my next steps and trying to figure out what's next. But
okay.
So through all of that, I've taught every grade from K to 12. So, just trying to figure out my next steps.
Right.
And as I'm doing that, as I'm teaching, I created an LLC. It's called Empower Her Daily.
Okay.
It's a journaling workshop, but it's more for women empowerment. It started just for women. Women empowerment for teens and girls, so women of all ages.
Okay.
And it's a journaling workshop, but it's not just simple journaling. It's done in an engaging and fun way where you can kind of like promote writing. Okay. I see every day, with my students, they're so used to using computers, using their smartphones, and they forget how to write. So it's super important. Now we write every day. They're like, oh, can I just type it? It's easier.
Right.
It is. But we need to know how to write.
Right.
So just getting people, back into just including writing in their daily life. Whether it's your journaling for, you're writing your prayers every day or your goals or whatever the case may be, but just getting people back into that habit of writing and, you know, knowing the importance of it.
Wow. Wow, such an extensive resume, first of all.
Thank you.
I love it. Just
Mhm.
such an extensive resume, you know, just starting
Mhm.
from your your associate's degree
Yes.
to your bachelor's degree and 2 masters. And here I thought that my husband had the most degrees that I've ever known, but you've outdid him.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
He has several degrees as well.
Mhm.
I love it. I love your educational journey.
Mhm.
But I would love to hear more about this SEL portion, right?
Yes.
Like that's English as a second.
ESL.
Yeah, ESL.
Mhm.
ESL portion. Like,
Yes.
what does that look like? Do you speak Spanish? Like, what?
Yes.
Tell me, how do you translate? Like, tell us all of the things.
Yes,
Like,
let me tell you. So, a lot of people. So when I first came into the field of education, I thought I would be like a special education teacher or a general education teacher.
Right.
So when I went to the College of New Jersey, they had like this special cohort, and they needed ESL teachers because we had an influx of, you know, students coming from different countries.
Right.
So I thought it was very interesting.
Mhm.
It wasn't that pricey. The district I worked for paid for it.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, let me try this. So I enrolled in a program, and it was like the best thing ever.
Wow.
So no, I do not speak Spanish.
Okay.
Un poquito, a little bit. I can translate like little phrases and things like that.
Right.
I have a whole bunch of technology to help me communicate with students.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes, but the goal is to teach them English.
Gotcha.
And when they're in school, they have to be fully immersed. If they're not gonna learn the language, because when they go home, they speak Spanish or they speak whatever their mother's tongue or their first language is. When they go home, they speak that language. When they're in lunch, when they're in the hallways, they're speaking that language.
Right.
So when they come to me, they need to know that I'm teaching you in English, no other language.
Wow.
They can use things to help them, word-to-word dictionaries, translation tools, you know, in some situations.
Right.
But for the most part, the goal is English. We want them to become fluent speakers of English, and so that they can be successful in the career or path that they choose from this point on. So it is something, it's challenging, but it's very, very rewarding.
So what tools do you use? Like, do you have any like that you like love?
Yes.
Because like as an educator, right, I'm not a teacher per se, but I worked in administration, and so I always had Google Translate. That's the one I've used on my phone. When my students were acting up, I would be like, you know what you're doing. You know, why did you do that? And then, you know, just doing that type of translation. But sometimes it probably isn't the best. So I would love to hear.
So most of my Spanish speaking students, they don't speak book Spanish. That's number one. So if I try to give them a test and I say, oh, I'm trying to help them, so let me translate this in Spanish. And they don't understand most of the vocabulary in their own language because it's books. A lot of students, some do, depending on, you know, their level of education, where they came from, and you know how fluent they are. Some do, not all of them, but most of them, they can't read book Spanish. They just used to like slang.
Sweet. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So first of all, we translate all of these documents in book Spanish.
And the parents probably, and I can't speak for every single family, but
but like, let's just say on a scale of 100, how many percentage can speak book Spanish or can read book Spanish?
So from my experience, I would say it's like at least 75%.
Other students can't.
That don't understand book Spanish. Like they can.
Wow.
So what they can do.
Enlighten me today, okay?
Yeah. So what they can do is use, like, you know, they use Google Translate, but sometimes I'll give them a word in English, and and they don't understand the word. So I'll say, okay, let's look it up. Use Google Translate to let's type the word in English in Google Translate, and then it'll translate it in Spanish. And a lot of times they're like, I don't know what that word means in Spanish.
Wow.
Yes. So, and it could be either the proficiency level or the, you know, their education. Sometimes we have students, we call them SLIFEs. They have interrupted education. So they may be in their country, they didn't go to school the first 6 years, and then come here, and then they're 14 or 15, and then they're starting 9th grade with no education, or they go back and forth. So it can be many, many different situations, but for the most part, a lot of the book Spanish they don't understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what tools do you use?
So I use so many different things, and it just depends. So we have students who's learning English. Their proficiency levels range from level 1 to level 6. Level 6, of course, is proficient and they exit out the program. That's level 6. And they have to score a certain score on the state test. So, depending on the level in which I'm teaching.
Okay.
So I've taught every level from newcomers, which is actually like a 0. They don't know any English. Newcomers, slaves, level 1 and level 2, still very new to English. And just may know phrases and just simple things. And then, so levels 3 and 4 are the more advanced students, and that's the level I teach now. So these students, they don't have issues with phonics and things like that. They may have like reading issues and writing issues. Not issues, but reading, they may be, so I teach 9th grade, so they may be reading at a 5th grade level and writing at a 4th grade level.
Gotcha.
But they can speak English. They have good comprehension, but they just need to build that reading and writing skills. Or they may be very, very good readers, but their writing is hard.
Gotcha.
And writing is like the last thing they learn when they're learning English, and writing is super hard. And we know that English is super confusing.
Yes, yes.
Teaching it, I myself still have to look things up. Like, let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm teaching the right thing. As a teacher, you want to make sure that you're giving the right information.
Right.
Tools I use when it comes to students, I allow them to use. I don't really like Google Translate.
Okay.
But they can use it. They can use it if they need it as a tool. Use it. So I rather for them to use word-to-word dictionaries. Gotcha. So it's a dictionary, but it's only word-to-word, no definition.
Is that online?
Yeah, it's online.
It's called word-to-word dictionary.
Yeah, they have it online, and then they're actual like dictionaries. They look like a little dictionary. Gotcha. So they come in different languages. So you might have one in French, Spanish, and then it's English in the front, Spanish in the back. So they can look the word in English and they give it in Spanish, or they can look the word in Spanish and they give it in English. So when we have tests, state tests, they're allowed to use word-to-word dictionaries. That's one of their accommodations.
Gotcha.
And other tools I use when I'm because my students are level 3 and they're ESL and they're almost exiting, I want to introduce them and make sure they're introduced, or make sure they have they're exposed to content level text.
Gotcha.
So that they're not surprised or like confused when they go to 10th grade. So what I usually do is do a lot of read alouds.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and not completely like a whole book. So I might start off by, if we're doing short stories, I'll have them listen to the reading, but we'll stop, we'll take notes, we'll have a discussion. Gotcha. Stop, take notes, have a discussion. So that way they're comprehending what's going on. So the discussions is, clarifying what happened, talking about theme, main idea, the message, or summarizing a text. So just teaching them how to do that. And all of that is through writing. Like in my classroom, I rarely use the computer. We do, but not a lot. We mostly use books. They have binders where they write all of their notes. Right. And when it's a test, or if I want like a writing assignment typed up, then they'll type it in Google Classroom, but or Google Docs. But mostly we try to promote that writing, taking notes, having discussions, that's super important.
So do you teach in like group settings for 9th grade? Like you have different groups, or is it one class?
So for high school, ESL, so I taught elementary ESL. That's more like a push-in scenario where they're in a regular classroom and they will go and push in. But for high school, it's language arts replacement. So their ESL class is their language arts class.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
And it works because they're high school. You don't want them to feel like they're babies or you want them to feel included. So, so it's the high school model is language arts replacement.
Right. So I want to ask a question, maybe touchy. Okay, with this whole ICE situation occurring, I remember having students scared, right? Like, I don't know if my family is going to be deported. because some people are in the United States illegally, and then some are born. All of the things. How has that been for you? Because I know your passion for ESL, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said that right.
You did.
Yeah, ESL. I know your passion for ESL, and more so your passion for your students and your love for them. I can see it illuminating through your your platforms. So I wanted to know, how has that affected you in teaching? Has that affected your scholars?
Yes. So it's definitely, it affects everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just not that particular group of students.
Right.
So yes, we have students that come in scared. They ask questions. They ask the teachers questions all the time. You know, are they going to come? They're looking out the windows. You know, they're doing this.
Yeah.
Because they're scared, and it's not their fault. So what I do as an educator, I just ensure them that you're safe with me. Mm-hmm. Nobody's coming in here to get you. You're safe with me.
Right.
But again, we don't know their particular situation. You know, there may be a situation where ICE comes in the building, they have the authority to, you know, pull a student or whatever the case may be. But I just ensure them that you're safe with me. You know, nobody's coming in here to get you. Just no worries while you're with me. No. And that's truth.
Yeah.
You know, that's truth. But they do worry. You know, they do.
For their parents, for their...
They do. They worry about their parents. They worry about their families. And some of them are really strong. Mm-hmm. And they just know, I'm not worried. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm good.
Gotcha.
Yep. Gotcha. So, and then I do encourage them, you know, become a citizen. You know?
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Become a citizen, because you can do it. I've had many students that I've taught, they're adults now, and they became citizens. They come back to me like, I got my papers, I'm good.
I love that.
Yeah, so they can do it, but, you know, and a lot of them, sad thing is, a lot of them are born here. And they're, you know, still fighting the battle of that situation that they can possibly be deported back. But they're fighting as well. You know, they're going to court. They have their lawyers. They're doing the right thing. So they'll be fine.
Good. I'm happy that you're there to support them through that, because I remember being in school, and one of my safest places was in Miss Murray's 5th grade class. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes our safest places is in the hands of our teachers.
It is. And
so for you to be there in such a trying time in the United States, where people are being deported often, is I'm grateful.
Right.
I'm grateful. Another thing I wanted to ask you was about your journaling, right? Mm-hmm. I know you said you do journaling workshops. Mm-hmm. So tell us more about that, because we don't know who's listening, and if they would want to have a journaling. How did that start? How did that start?
So the name of my company is Empower Her Daily Journaling Workshops. I've done several workshops already. It's a brand new company. I'm in the process of expanding. However, journaling came from teaching. It came from teaching. So I have 2 sons, Amari and Amai, a 10th grader, and a 7th grader.
Look how gorgeous she looks with a 9th and a 10th grader.
And my youngest son, I won't say he hated writing, but he just didn't like it. But what I noticed was they're always using a computer. Yeah. So I would say, you know, let's write everything down first. You know, draft, go through the whole writing process. Let's do that first, and then you can type it. Right. So I noticed their handwriting was horrible. Yeah. It was horrible, and I'm like, what is this? But they're very bright kids. They're honors classes, you know, AP. My oldest, my 10th grader, is taking college courses, so they're bright students, but what is this handwriting? So I don't know. One day, you know, I was praying and trying to figure out, like, what do I do next? Like, I feel like I'm the type of person, like, I need to keep changing and doing different things.
Girl, I think Miller Holmes did that to us. Because the same thing.
I can't, like, I have to do something different. I feel like every 3 years I have to do something different.
Like I just need more motivations. The dopamine just need to be hitting.
It just needs to be something.
I know that feeling.
It don't have to blow up and be super.
But it makes you feel good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm praying, or I prayed every day, all day. So I'm always thinking about like, what's next?
Right.
I don't know where Empower Her Daily came from. I don't know, but I know I wanted to
God.
journal from God.
Okay.
So I knew that I wanted to journal.
Yeah.
But I wanted, because like for me, when I do my bills every month, I write it down.
Yeah.
No computer, I just can't do it.
Okay.
It has to be written down, and I have to see it, highlight, check off, stickers, like everything. That's how I do my bills.
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted to do journaling, so I had to figure out something like more creative.
Right.
So I wanted to focus on women, although I have boys, and I'll talk about that later with how I'm going to incorporate the boys. But my sons were not interested in like cute stuff. They don't like cute journals and things like that.
Right.
I do. So I created this journal myself, and it's on Amazon. I created this journal, and then from the journal, I created my business, Empower Her Daily. And then
it's a journal, Empower Her Daily as well?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a journal, Empower Her Daily. And then, so with the journal and then the workshop idea, I said, well, maybe I can start with like teens and in schools, do little mini journaling workshops and see how it goes. So I did my first workshop with a bunch of educators and some teens all mixed together, and it was a great success.
I love that.
So the workshop starts, so we have music, we have food, we talk about real life situations. It's just, you don't want to invite someone, when people think of journaling, they think of writing. And some people, if they're not a good writer, they're not, I don't want to, I'm not comfortable with that. But it's not that kind of thing. It's more fun, it's interactive, it's engaging, it's empowering. So at the end of every workshop, we start our workshop with like, something different, whether it's candle making or someone come in and speak to them about their business or yoga or something like that, just to, add something to it. But we end it with like an empowerment circle.
Gotcha.
So, and then we all say like a little quote just to empower each other at the end.
I love that.
Yes.
I love
so
that.
I'm working on that. And then the next step is to just, I want Empower Her Daily to be with like corporate companies.
Gotcha.
I want it like a mental health type of situation, but empower their staff, or in schools. I have one coming up where I'm doing with Trenton Public Schools, so I will be doing a few workshops with them for our PD day.
Okay.
And then I want to, the next step for Empower Her Daily is to extend it in a safe space for women to come, not only for the workshops, but just a safe space in general. So that's like the next steps for it.
I love it. I'm praying great success for you.
Me
and
too.
if you guys want to hire Melanie, make sure you do so. I will have her information is probably already on the screen so that you can contact Melanie for this particular workshop with Empower Her Daily.
Yes.
I love that. So Melanie, this is a Christian podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had to speak of let's just say a person in the Bible who you love to model your life after, who would it be?
God. God.
Yeah.
So for me, I pray, like standing up, sitting down, daydreaming, walking. Like I'm always in prayer mode.
Right.
In my head. I don't go to church per se. Like I have a church where I go. Like I don't have that, but I'm always in prayer mode. Like I'm always looking for guidance, looking for clarity, just giving my problems to God, not wanting to be so stressed, but I'm always looking for guidance and clear messages. And when I'm praying, I'm constantly doing that. I get the message. Yeah. So that helps me, to keep faith.
Okay, that gift of intercession.
Yes.
All right, intercessor. I love it. Now, if you have some encouraging words to give to our audience, because from your story into education is inspirational. One, your journey into being a ESL teacher, which I adore,
Thank you.
and then your journey into becoming Empower Her Daily coach. It's been a life of, like you said, change and ebbs and flows, and then a model too. I see you modeling sometimes.
I used to model. I used to model when I was younger, but then I think I got discouraged. So I
Girl, you're beautiful.
Thank you, and you are too.
Oh my God,
Y'all
gotta see her modeling pictures. I said, my goodness.
I did. Well, I'm a little older now, so the industry is like, no, you're different. You're done.
Yeah.
So, I do encourage like my nieces. She's drop dead gorgeous.
Melanie, we are a podcast that really love to encourage our educators to stay in education one. So if you have some encouraging words to give to our educators, would you look into the screen and give some encouragement to our educators?
Sure. So as an educator, burnout is real. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves so that you can take care of your families, and then you can take care of your students. Burnout and stress can really destroy you. So if you take care of yourself first, you can take care of your families, you can take care of your students, and then that equals success for everybody.
Wow. That's real.
Yes.
Because burnout is real.
Burnout is real.
I actually have an event coming up to help with burnout. So be on the lookout in November. I'm not sure when this will air, but I'm sure it'll be before November. I want you guys to look out for this event that we're going to have for educators. So that it's called Educators Link, Educators Link. And we're going to have some fun in the room because we need it. And you know that October, November doom come on, winter blues come on.
Yes.
And we need the encouragement. And we want to be able to love and have fun and dance and enjoy one another. Yes. So Melanie, I hope you can make it if the time permits. I know your schedule's busy, but yes. I love that you said it because it kind of segued me in because burnout is real. But thank you so much for coming. Yes. It's been an honor and a privilege and amazing to hear your story. I can't wait to see where life takes you next.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it. I know it's going to be great. I'll continue to follow you on socials, and I know that you guys will too. And thank you guys for joining us here at the Gracefully Educated podcast. Okay. We definitely blended faith, wisdom, and we learned a lot with Grace. I want you to leave a comment for Melanie. Let her know how she empowered you and how she helped you see education different. And until next time, like, share, and subscribe. Have an amazing day on purpose.
And before we go ahead. I have a gift for you.
You got a gift for me?
I have a gift for you.
Okay.
And I just want to say that Empower Our Daily, our colors are purple, pink, and yellow. Oh. And you're wearing purple and I'm wearing pink. Oh. But I have a gift for you.
Oh, look at this. This is so cute. I'm excited.
So I'm going to keep this inside. But this is Empower Our Daily Journal.
Oh, thank you.
And I have like some little stickers in here.
Oh my goodness. I am a sticker girl.
And then just make sure you read this. Queen Mode, Fierce Focus, and why journaling is so important.
Right.
And then, take your journal and use it as you
I will definitely use it because my other prayer journal is, let me hold it up for the people. Look. I got a gift. Oh, and you'll get a gift too.
Yes.
If you purchase it from Melanie. All right? So make sure you purchase it. Yes. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.